The UCP says Calgary's water woes are a former mayor's fault.
Very clear that this is a political attack and it's not landing with anybody.
The current mayor refuses to pile on.
So for me, I'm not interested in the finger pointing.
Some suggest the province is partly to blame. Plus, long emergency room wait times led to at least 6 deaths and numerous near misses.
2025, we've had record overcrowding, record overcapacity all year.
Leaked documents reveal doctors are still extremely concerned about a system in crisis. And she's had her eye on the prize for 3 years, university acceptance.
It was definitely heartbreaking.
But going to a STEM school and achieving top marks is still no guarantee.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. There's plenty of water in Calgary faucets now, and now plenty of finger pointing when it comes to who's at fault for Calgary's crumbling water mains and why they weren't fixed sooner. The United Conservative Party lays the blame at the feet of former mayor and current opposition leader Naheed Nenshi. Kevin Green reports.
This email newsletter to UCP members lays out talking points to blame NDP leader Naheed Nenshi for Calgary's water main woes.
An independent report from the City of Calgary was just dropped, and it's brutal. This water crisis didn't just happen overnight. It was years in the making. And guess who was in charge? Naheed Nenshi, now leader of Alberta's NDP.
The province has demanded documents from the city outlining the historic issues with the feeder main, a move many see as a way to further taint the NDP leader.
This is a political attack and it's not landing with anybody.
Nenshi was mayor from 2010 to 2021. His council, like the ones before and after, didn't make the feeder main a priority, but Nenshi says that's not why the UCP is singling him out.
If I wasn't the leader of the NDP, would they be blaming me for it? And of course, the answer is no. They're just looking for some cheap political points.
If Nenshi couldn't manage the most basic public service for Calgarians.
With speculation a spring election may be in the works, political scientist Laurie Williams says the UCP is looking for NDP vulnerability, especially in Calgary.
They know Calgary is a particular vulnerability for them, and they're hoping to tap into a source of serious dissatisfaction amongst Calgarians and turn support away from Naheed Nenshi and toward themselves.
Calgary's current mayor says playing the blame game is counterproductive.
I'm not interested in pointing fingers. If you're looking for somebody to blame, you can blame me. Our team of city council is ultimately accountable. We will fix this and we will ensure that Calgarians can rely on safe and clean drinking water.
Kevin joins us from City Hall tonight. Kevin, the mayor has an ambitious plan to not just fix but actually replace the entire feeder main.
He does. Jeremy Farkas says he welcomes the province's review of the feeder main. He just hopes it comes with some extra funding as well. In the meantime, he says work is already underway, not just to repair, but to replace the entire Bears Paw feeder main. The city, he says, has already hired a micro-tunneling firm to begin the work on that. He has an ambitious plan. He says he'd like to see the entire feeder main replaced, possibly as quickly as within a year. Tara?
Okay, Kevin Green reporting. Kevin, thank you. A document obtained by CTV News states emergency room waits in Alberta hospitals led to at least 6 deaths and more near misses for patients with serious conditions. The information was gathered by the Alberta Medical Association to highlight how the current political crunch is affecting Albertans waiting for care. Tyson Fedor reports.
The Premier and her health ministers are being warned that long hospital wait times are leaving patients to die in hallways and waiting rooms across the province.
On a regular basis, it's very difficult to provide safe and timely care to all the patients coming into our emergency departments and hospitals.
ER doctors sent the province a 6-page letter outlining recent deaths and dozens of near misses in overcrowded hospitals just since January 1st. The document obtained by CTV News calls it only the tip of the iceberg as to the immense suffering that is occurring. A woman in her 90s waited 8 hours for a bed suffering with septic shock. Another patient with pneumonia waited 18 hours before seeing a doctor. A man died after going to the ER with a fever, sore throat, and intermittent confusion. He waited 8 hours before leaving due to long wait times. Paramedics returned with him a couple hours later, suffering with multi-organ failure from strep bacteremia.
That document is some reinforcement of actual human suffering that the extreme pressure is causing.
Names and hospitals were not released due to confidentiality. The province says a busy flu season impacted care at hospitals, and Alberta's busiest emergency departments will soon see a doctor dedicated to triage.
We are now beginning to see signs that the situation is easing from the peak seen in late December, and emergency inpatient numbers have improved across several high-demand sites.
But not so, according to Dr. Paul Parks.
Extremely disheartening for myself, my colleagues in emergency medicine, internal medicine, to hear the government's first response last week was that, our pleas for help and our cries to declare the crisis were misguided.
Alberta's opposition NDP wants to see long-term solutions rather than a Band-Aid approach.
This is not normal. This is not just a bad flu season. This is an utter and complete collapse of parts of the healthcare system, including ambulances and emergency rooms.
Tyson joins us tonight from South Health Campus. So Tyson, how is the province reacting to these latest cases?
Well, Tara, hospitals are operating around 102% capacity at the time being. The province will feel more comfortable if those hospital numbers drop to about 85 to 90% capacity. Now, according to this document, the province says it will not report or comment on it, as it calls it unverified, anonymized patient information. And it does take, though, seriously all patient outcomes. Now, Hospitals Minister Matt Jones did say that he is looking to meet with the Alberta Medical Association so that it can come up with plans for acute care pressures and solutions to address those. Tara?
Okay, Tyson, thank you. One of the two men charged in a brutal attack on a city bus driver has pleaded guilty to some of the charges he faces. In May last year, the driver was stabbed and beaten with a pipe after stopping along his route in the northeast. Police said two passengers wanted him to divert away from the route and then became violent. The driver was left in life-threatening condition. Today, 20-year-old Curtis Baker Spence pleaded guilty to robbery and breaching a court order. The Crown says a charge of aggravated assault is expected to be withdrawn after sentencing. The transit union wants a deterrence message sent.
People need to know that it's not okay. It's like it's chasing people out of the industry. Like his entire head was stitched up. He had, slashes that just missed major arteries. He's still going. He's in physiotherapy twice a week.
The other man accused in the case, 22-year-old Daryl Flett, is due in court tomorrow. A Radium BC couple is outraged and heartbroken. They're calling for change after their beloved dog was caught in a fur trap earlier this month and killed. Jacqueline Wilson is following this story for us tonight. Jackie, what happened?
Tara Moon, the 2-year-old Siberian Husky, and his owner, Sean Boxall, they were out exploring a trail beside the Horse Thief Creek Forest Service Road in East Kootenay on January 8th when the tragedy happened. Now, Boxall says that Moon was off-leash on Crown land, just meters from the road, when he fell prey to a baited trap. He tried his hardest to yank the trap open from around the dog's neck, but Moon died in just minutes. An investigation by the BC Conservation Officer Service determined no offense had occurred because the trap was placed in a legal area in a trapping season and warning signage had been placed in the area.
I walked back to the truck, and as I got to beside the truck, that's when I looked over, saw him climbing, saw the sign at the same time, and I yelled and ran over, but there was a large chunk of meat in a baited trap, and Moon loved to eat food. He was an eater, and he went for it.
Now, Boxall and his girlfriend, Nicole Trigg, they don't want Moon's death to be in vain, so they are raising awareness about traps, and they have proposed Moon's Law to end commercial and recreational trapping in BC on public land. We do have more information on this story, and a link to the petition it can be found on our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca.
Okay, Jackie, thank you.
You're watching CTV News Calgary.
High school students are competing to get into STEM post-secondary programs, which cover science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But these classes are more competitive than ever, as one Calgary high school student with very high grades is finding out the hard way. Here's Tyler Barrow.
STEM Innovation Academy grade 12 student Asiya Skander wants to study cardiothoracic surgery. She applied to the University of Calgary. She was optimistic she would get early admission in biological sciences. After all, Asiya boasts a 93 average with her grade 12 courses combined with her grade 11 marks. But it wasn't enough.
It was definitely very upsetting, I'd say, but I'm not giving up. I still have hope.
Her journey is far from over. She is still waiting to hear back on her first choice program, but this is how tough it can be for students striving for the STEM stream. Some estimated competitive admission averages for U of C science programs for the fall are listed in the low, mid, and even high 90s.
The academic averages since COVID have been exceedingly high, and they've remained quite high.
U of C points partly to significant province-wide population growth among university-aged individuals as applications increased by 9% compared to the previous year, adding, domestic enrollment in the faculties of engineering and science has increased by 12.5% in fall 2025 compared to fall 2021. However, demand continues to outpace available capacity, impacting admission rates. At Mount Royal University, STEM seating has increased by 100 students from 2021 to 2026, and admission targets continue to climb.
The numbers coming to Calgary continuing to increase, and the number of places in a lot of these programs aren't growing accordingly.
STEM Innovation Academy is calling on the province to increase STEM funding in an effort to open up more seats for what it says are deserving students.
There's nothing wrong with competition, but when competition gets in the way of good kids getting access to programs, that's where an issue.
The Ministry of Advanced Education points to last year's budget, saying Alberta's government is investing more than $97 million to expand high-demand STEM programs, adding 624 seats in computer and software engineering, 609 seats in engineering, and 2,874 seats in technology programs across the province. Throughout the province, there were approximately 65,000 students enrolled in STEM programs. Asiya Skander hopes that she will soon be part of that very select group. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The student we spoke to also worries the cancelled January diploma exams could work against her. She felt she could prove herself on the test and score well. Chinook Blast is back for a 3-weekend party in downtown Calgary. The event includes music, performance, sport, and art, and this year it moves to Eau Claire Plaza for the first time. Opening weekend includes returning events like Block Heater and Drag on Ice, with the second weekend bringing in high-energy beats, and the finale focused on family fun for the Family Day weekend. Organizers hope the event will be a boost for businesses in the area.
Because it's accessible, it's free. So you can come down on site and really spend the whole day. And I hope take in activities that are happening in Chinatown, go for a skate in the lagoon at Princess Island, maybe take in something at the 88 Brewing Beer Garden, or go to local pub or some of the other businesses in the area.
The event runs January 30th to February 16th. You can find a full list of events at chinookblast.ca. Danielle's here with us now. If it's anything like this, that's perfect weather to be outside.
Yes, and so we're in for a cool down, and the cool down begins tomorrow. It won't be like today. Today's high was +5, but it looks like our coldest days will basically recover a little bit by this weekend. So that's some good news. If you're planning on heading out, you will need the parka. 2 degrees is the temperature at the moment at the airport. Winds today have been relatively calm. It's been a beautiful day in the city. Calm winds, sunshine, mild temperatures. The winds are going to pick up tonight. And in fact, Drumheller over to Hanna, Oyen. These areas are under a wind warning, 90-kilometer-per-hour gusts tonight and tomorrow morning. And for Calgary, we're not far off, 80-kilometer-per-hour gusts kicking in tonight and lasting through tomorrow morning. The winds will gradually decrease throughout the day, so by later in the afternoon, we'll be down to 40-kilometer-per-hour gusts. This should get us up to 1, so still above freezing for tomorrow. After that, we drop off a lot. I'll talk more about that coming up, Tara.
Thanks, Danielle. Canada contemplates sending troops to Greenland. It's just for training exercises, but with Donald Trump, it's all a balancing act. So will there be repercussions? And while Calgary escapes the worst that winter has to offer, the U.S. Midwest is getting hammered. We have incredible scenes of a 100-car pileup. Mark Carney and Donald Trump will likely run into each other at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland this week as the U.S. president, according to NBC News, ratchets up his criticism of Canada behind the scenes. He's said to be fixated on this country's inability to defend the Arctic. It's the same argument he's using for acquiring Greenland. Here's CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver.
The Prime Minister is one of a record 400 top political leaders in Davos for the World Economic Forum. But it's one leader who's not even there yet, Donald Trump, who is dominating the conversation and raising the tension. Prime Minister Mark Carney will kickstart his time at the World Economic Forum with a fireside chat tomorrow and a speech later in the day all about what he calls the New World Order and Canada's approach. Expect him to talk about trade and the importance of diversifying Canada's trading partner, a message he has been spreading throughout this trip. But while trade and the economy may be topics the leaders here want to talk about, geopolitics and Trump's latest tariff threats are quickly taking over. A number of the 8 EU leaders facing Trump tariffs over Greenland will be at the World Economic Forum, including French President Emmanuel Macron tomorrow, who Carney will be meeting with. Right now, there is no indication that Carney and Trump will be meeting, but the two will be in Davos at the same time. The Prime Minister has said if he runs into Trump, he will raise his concerns about Greenland and the fact that Canada stands with Denmark and Greenland. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Corton, Switzerland.
A senior government source tells CTV News Ottawa is thinking about sending a small contingent of soldiers to participate in NATO training exercises in Greenland. Here's CTV's senior political correspondent Michael Couture on the balancing act as Trump threatens additional tariffs on other EU countries over this.
The picturesque landscape of Greenland could soon host a handful of Canadian soldiers. The members of our military would participate in training exercises with a number of European allies.
They framed it as a long-planned military exercise.
Canada's former ambassador to NATO says these deployments were originally planned to deter Russian action, but it could have the same effect on President Trump.
Trump is taking it as a message, and perhaps, unspoken, the allies will think of that as a way of changing Trump's risk calculus.
Canada's troop commitment would likely be less than the dozen soldiers Germany is sending to Greenland. Still, there could be blowback for Canada, as U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening tariffs on any ally that sends troops.
Just to show the Americans that, you can't push around a NATO ally and threaten to take over a country against their will.
Now, to minimize the political fallout, some suggest appealing to Trump in a different way.
Try to turn the tables a little bit and say, let's all be in this together when it comes to the defense of the Arctic in North America, rather than make it appear as if somehow we're marshalling a force to defend Greenland from the Americans.
NBC News is also reporting Trump is complaining to aides about Canada's vulnerability in the Arctic. That's despite Canada already committing $6 billion to an over-the-horizon radar system for the far north.
We have to do more in our Arctic, but we also have to be kind of calm. More important thing is to work with our Arctic allies to deter and to get ready for any threat.
But the source of that threat in a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape depends on where you are in the world. Mike Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
In Michigan, more than 100 vehicles piled up in the middle of a winter storm. It happened just southwest of Grand Rapids. More than 30 tractor trailers were involved in the collisions, which caused state police to close the interstate in both directions. About a dozen people were hurt. No one was killed. Stranded people were taken to a nearby high school where they could stay warm while arranging alternate modes of transportation. A cold start to the week in Manitoba, where it feels like minus 40 in parts of the province. An extreme cold warning is in place for multiple communities. Several school divisions canceled classes because of the cold, temperature, and dangerous road conditions. Here in Calgary, a lot of people are imitating penguins as they try to walk on the icy sidewalks and paths. This is a slippery stretch in River Park in Altadore today. Your best approach, those short shuffling steps with your arms by your sides, and that'll get you where you're going. It's hard to do that and walk the dog at the same time.
It is, yeah, especially if it's the dog that pulls on the leash a little bit. And we're going to have to really master this penguin walk because we're going to need it. We're going to start to dip below freezing and remain above freezing. So all the ice that's already out there, it will continue to be out there for the rest of the week. So yeah, tricky sidewalks, parks, all that kind of stuff. Now today, Aside from having a penguin walk out there, it was a stunning day. We got up to 5 degrees in the city. It came with sunshine, calm winds. We won't be quite as warm tomorrow, but we should still just get above the freezing mark. But it's going to be windy out there. The wind's picking up tonight. All right, we're sitting at 2 in the city right now. -2 Lethbridge, Milk River, -4 in Medicine Hat. Freezing mark for Pincher Creek. Most communities in southern Alberta got above freezing today. And as you can see, the winds were relatively calm. The biggest gust was in Pincher Creek, just in those mid-40s. Fast forward to tomorrow, even tonight, and the winds are really going to pick up, especially Calgary over towards Drumheller and the Saskatchewan border. So I want to zoom in here because this is where we have the warning in place for tonight and for tomorrow morning. Drumheller over through Hanna, Oyen, these areas 90 km/h gusts tonight and tomorrow morning. And for Calgary, again, we're not far off, 80 km/h gusts tonight. We're going to see the winds die down throughout the day tomorrow rather than pick up, which is good news, but it will be a very gusty day overall. 70 will be the max in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, and around 60 for Brooks area. We already have a few flurries that are moving through, especially east of the QE2 towards the Brooks area, Medicine Hat area. This is very light in nature, but a key thing to mention with this is we're looking at flurries in many communities tonight, along with strong wind gusts. So while we're not looking at any sort of real accumulation of snowfall, we're looking at reduced visibility in some isolated spots as we get the winds and the snow falling. A timeline for you for tonight. We have the clouds starting to really pick up and increase at 10 o'clock tonight. And throughout the overnight hours is when Calgary is looking at that snowfall and along QE2 in very gusty conditions. It will peak into the Medicine Hat area overnight as well. And even down through Lethbridge closer to 5 in the morning. All right, here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast for the city. And again, the key thing for tomorrow, very gusty. So 80 to 60. We'll go from 80 down to 60 later in the morning with regards to gusts, and then 60 down to 40 later in the afternoon. This should get us up to a high of 1. We're looking at mainly sunny skies, and then the really big cool down begins. So -3 is a high for Wednesday, minus double digits for Thursday and Friday.
The federal gun buyback program began today. Owners of banned firearms have until the end of March to state their interest in the program. It offers compensation for turning in or permanently deactivating illegal weapons. Since 2020, Ottawa has banned about 2,500 types of guns. Alberta is one of several provinces saying they will not take part. The federal public safety minister hopes a compromise can be reached, but everyone will be expected to comply with the law. A Calgary man is facing charges accused of making death threats and slashing tires of vehicles belonging to an Okotoks family. RCMP say the suspect targeted 4 of the family's vehicles in the community of Crystal Shores. The 27-year-old is also alleged to have used social media to harass and threaten the victims multiple times under false accounts for months. Investigators say a Calgary victim also came forward. With the help of Calgary Police and Transit, Imran Yusuf was arrested and charged. He will appear in court tomorrow. A surprising uptick in inflation to end the year. Some of your main grocery staples are up in price, but economists say relief is coming. And if you thought the Sphere in Las Vegas was cool, another one's being pitched for Washington, D.C. Those details next. Inflation in Canada ticked up slightly last month to 2.4% compared to December 2024. It's when Ottawa implemented a GST break, which helped bring prices down. But for Canadians struggling to make ends meet, expenses are still heading in the wrong direction. Jean-Vier Beauchemin reports.
In these cookies, there's a secret ingredient.
You have a passion for coffee.
I'm obsessed, a little bit. Stephanie Presta started a home business, Montreal Latte Heart, combining that shot of caffeine with another passion, baking.
So I infuse my cookies with my coffee, and the coffee makes the flavors really come out of the cookies.
But that is now a recipe for higher costs. The latest Statistics Canada inflation numbers show coffee went up 30% annually, and that sweets were also pricier.
Weather variability and lower yields just means that there's less coffee beans being produced and there's more global demand. That's driving the prices up.
A similar story has unfolded for beef prices. They're up 16%. The cattle stock in Canada is low, boosting prices. Coffee and beef are the main staples that saw a 5% hike annually for grocery items. But overall, many economists see some positive signs for food inflation in the report.
If you take out beef and some of the secondary effects on proteins, take out coffee, take out a couple of other things that have had extreme weather issues, the news is relatively optimistic for food prices going forward.
For Presta, relief from rising prices could mean investing in her passions is worth all the hard work.
There were moments this Christmas where I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
And with the cost of dining out going up too, it's hard to find a treat at a sweet price. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
New data is confirming Canada's ultra-wealthy are getting even wealthier at a much faster rate than most Canadians. According to a new report, the wealth of Canada's 40th richest people grew by more than 20% last year to reach almost $550 billion. There are now at least 89 billionaires in Canada, and the country's wealthiest 1% now hold almost $1.25 trillion in wealth, which is almost as much as the entire bottom 80% of people combined. A Las Vegas-style Sphere is heading to Washington, D.C. The venue will be built near the Potomac River. The new Sphere would have an exterior light display, but only about 6,000 seats. Officials say it could help replace lost entertainment venues in the area, but state lawmakers still need to sign off on the project before it moves forward. Still to come, this definitely qualifies as a room with a view. The whole house has a view, actually. It's a floating home, and it's really gone to the birds. Our trending videos are next. Might be a good night to see the northern lights if you can get outside early. Solar flaring activity on the sun, followed by an expulsion of fast-moving particles, is setting up some favorable conditions to see the display tonight. Northern lights occur when a solar flare interacts with the atoms and the molecules in Earth's atmosphere. Your best window is now until about 9 p.m. when the clouds are expected to roll in. Get out there and get outside the city a little bit.
Especially because the clouds will increase by 10 o'clock tonight, so go out earlier.
Good to know. Well, Danielle, you can probably attest to this. It's tricky sometimes to get your kids to sleep in their own beds because sometimes they have really good arguments.
Now, you can sleep by yourself.
No, I can't. I'm Mommy's roommate.
But I want to sleep with Mommy, too.
You can't. You always have your own Mommy. Your Mommy lives at Grandma's house, remember? She misses you. Go home, Daddy. Go home.
Wow, that kid's good.
That is a well thought out argument. Go sleep with your own mom.
Yeah.
That is the master negotiator right there.
You say?
He's very forceful too.
Like, he knows what he wants. He's like, I'm mom's roommate. We don't really need you here. You go to your own mom's house.
Facial expressions, the hands, you know.
And Mama's melting in the background. It's adorable.
That is good. Well, the next time you're looking for a short-term vacation rental, don't forget to look for all the extras. How cute would this be? These companions live on the property, and this is not your average duck house. Look at this. It's a little A-frame cottage. It's a floating home for these fabulous friends. And you get to enjoy their company when you rent out the main house, which sits on 142 acres in Royal Virginia. That sounds great.
If I'm a duck, I'm moving there.
Yes.
Come on.
Go for a little vacation, meet some new friends.
That's pretty cute.
Looks great. Well, you might be dreading a dip back into the snow and cold, but it doesn't matter to this guy, that's for sure. The team at the Cochrane Polar Bear Habitat in Ontario is sharing this magical moment. This is Henry the polar bear, delighted to be playing with a pumpkin in the snow. Yeah, see, food. Fun.
A polar bear, no one happier in the snow than them. We're not, though.
Happier.
Yeah, he's got a good coat
That's
on him,
true.
you know?
Yeah. Get your parkas out. You're going to need it again.
Yes.
Well, despite the sunshine that we've been having, some people may be feeling a little down today. We'll take a look at Blue Monday. It started as a marketing campaign. Stay with us.
Skywatch weather camera. Wow, what a stunning day we had. You know what? It's January. We got to a high of 5 degrees. It came with sunshine, calm winds, and I'm here to manage your expectations a little bit about the coming days and the rest of this week because that's it for the warmth. That was a big, long, warm stretch. It was very enjoyable for many people. and it's about to change. 2 degrees is our current temperature. Today we got to 5, as we said, which is nowhere near record-breaking. But last week with this warm stretch, we even had record-breaking heat in the city in southern Alberta. All right, check out that 5, 4, 10, and outside of that, all below freezing. And that is where we're headed. Other than it says St. John's 10 degrees. I mean, East Coast got a little toasty today. Okay, temperatures right now, -2 in Lethbridge and Milk River, -4 in Medicine Hat, 0 in Pincher Creek, and just above that freezing mark in Calgary. All right, so this is a look at the gusts for tomorrow. And in fact, this is going to kick in tonight. So you'll notice the winds tonight. You'll hear them. 80 kilometer per hour gusts in Calgary, 90 in through the Drumheller, Hanna, Oyen area, which is why there's a wind warning issued for that area. So tonight through tomorrow morning is when we're looking at the gustiest conditions, and then it will slowly start to tame down throughout the day, as you can see here. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. So we'll be down to 60 kilometer per hour gusts by later tomorrow morning, and then by tomorrow afternoon it will start to calm down to 40 kilometer per hour gusts. This will all be out of the north, so we're not looking at warm temperatures, just a high of 1 in Calgary, 2 in Kelowna, -3 in Red Deer, 1 in Calgary and High River, -3 in Drumheller and Medicine Hat as well. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The UCP is upping its effort to lay the blame for Calgary's water main woes on Naheed Nenshi. A UCP newsletter to members outlines talking points to blame the former mayor and now NDP leader. Nenshi says the government is just trying to score political points. CTV News has obtained an Alberta Medical Association document stating emergency room waits in Alberta hospitals led to at least 6 recent deaths. The province says a busy flu season has impacted care at hospitals. And a man has pleaded guilty to robbery and breaching a court order in the brutal beating of a city bus driver last spring. Another accused is due in court tomorrow. It is a myth that Blue Monday, the 3rd Monday of January, is the most depressing day of the year. But for many, getting the blues this time of year is no illusion. Christine Long has more.
It started out as a marketing tactic by a travel company selling sunshine vacations. Blue Monday might not actually be the most depressing day on the calendar, but the winter blahs are a real thing, says psychotherapist Andrew Sofin.
January, people are usually back at work. They're, nose to the grindstone, and they're really saying, paying off the visa bills. Many people will say that they experience more depressive-like symptoms, and it seems to be worse in January.
He points to a lack of daylight, less socializing, and the post-holiday lull catching up to a lot of people.
I would say most people with depression that are susceptible to depression or anxiety definitely will be saying, yeah, I'm struggling with these months.
It's like going through a snowstorm. We're going to get from A to B. We're going to get through this day, and this is the day to just be positive.
Comedian Franco Tadeo dishes out laughter as the best medicine and says it helps during these dark days.
Definitely the January blahs. I know from making a living trying to make people laugh that January is the hardest month. It's cold, it's dark, people have run out of money, there's not a holiday till spring, and January blahs are real, whether we want to call it Blue Monday or anything else. This time of year is tough.
Sofin says daylight and activity can also help push back on the blues.
We always say exercise, obviously get outside.
There you go. And that's how these people are getting by. Laughter and exercise were on full display on this Monday at Mont-Rigaud, west of Montreal.
I'm enjoying the beautiful weather outside.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling, this makes me happy. Yes, lots of bills to pay. It's been a long month, but we're getting through it.
On aime bien les sports d'hiver, donc ça tombe bien.
Take heart. The days are getting longer each week, and spring is now only 2 months away. Christine Long, CTV News.
WestJet has announced its 100th destination from the Calgary International Airport, and it is the airline's longest flight yet. There was a special carnival performance this morning at the Calgary Zoo as WestJet revealed a new nonstop flight to Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's a 14-hour trip on a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. The service will run 3 times a week beginning in November.
And this is the 100th non-stop destination, making Calgary the best connected mid-sized city across all of North America. We are super proud as WestJet that we are the airline that grew over the last 30 years to what it is today and who makes this possible.
This isn't just a connection to another city, this is a connection to another continent. And so if you look at Sao Paulo, it is one of the major aviation hubs. And so from there, you can connect to all of South America.
WestJet says the new route opens new leisure and business opportunities with connections across South America through its partner airline, LATAM. In December, inflation hit 2.4% year over year. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more on what led to the increase in prices.
At the end of 2024, the federal government gave Canadians a break from paying the GST. Fast forward to a year later, and that's why Canadians are paying 8.5% more for meals at restaurants, while alcoholic beverages rose 6.5%. Toys and games are up 7.5%, and kids' clothing 4.8%. At the grocery store, coffee cost almost 31% more year over year. Beef, fresh or frozen, was up almost 17%. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.11. West Texas Intermediate is up to 59.43. Western Canadian Select is up to 45.16, and the TSX gained 50 points for another record close. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A new program is underway in Calgary to help young Black adults improve their leadership skills.
It feels amazing to finally get the funding, an opportunity to really do this. It's something that's lacking in our community, so we're really excited that we had over 68 applicants from all over Calgary and also outside of Calgary.
The Unganisha Anti-Black Racism Commitment Project allows those between the ages of 19 and 30 to get hands-on experience with 7 host organizations, including Heritage Park, the Philharmonic Orchestra, and the Confluence. 15 people are taking part in a 6-month residency. They each receive a $3,000 honorarium with funding from the Department of Canadian Heritage. The town of Sylvan Lake is exploring the idea of becoming a city. Council unanimously passed a motion to allow administration to begin working on what that could look like. Administration committed to a detailed report to outline the pros and cons of becoming a city. There is some concern about how a status change would affect things like tourism and industry. Council is supportive of gathering as much information as possible.
So I think it's something we have to explore. I think that's our role as council, is all we're doing is exploring the pros and cons, and to be honest, I don't know enough about it and I would like to learn more.
There's no timeline as to when a report would be ready. If Sylvan Lake becomes a city, it would be the 20th community in Alberta to do so. The Flames will have a different roster tonight. They traded a key player in Rasmus Andersson this weekend. Glenn breaks down what they got in return next. Alberta bars can now apply to serve alcohol at special hours during the Winter Olympics. Alberta's Liquor Commission says certain rules must be followed. The event must be a medal round. The bar cannot be open for a full 24 hours, and a food menu must also be available. The Milano Cortino Games begin February 6th. The Calgary Flames will look a little different tonight against the New Jersey Devils. Glenn is back with us. Glenn, Rasmus Andersson traded on Sunday.
Tara, it took the Flames a while, but Craig Conroy finally pulled the trigger. Anderson's been dealt to the Vegas Golden Knights, and no doubt a relief to the player and to the team to finally get this deal done.
Well, it'll look different and it'll feel different. One of the most memorable defensemen in franchise history.
Rasmus Andersson got to say goodbye to the fans on Saturday after the Flames' 4-2 victory over the New York Islanders. On Sunday, Andersson was dealt to the Vegas Golden Knights with 50% of his salary being retained. In return, the Flames get defenseman Zach Whitecloud.
Whitecloud, a slapper, and he scores.
A first-round pick in 2027, a 2027 second-round pick that becomes a first if Vegas wins the Cup, and prospect Abram Wiebe. Captain Michael Backlund is great friends with Andersson and says he'll be missed.
Yeah, you definitely miss. It's a missing piece here today, of course. Ras is a big part of this organization for a long time, and he has a lot of personality, and in a good way, though. So, of course, that's kind of when it hits you when you come to the rink and he's not here.
Whitecloud was flying into Calgary on Monday and is expected to be in the lineup against the Devils. He'll be paired with Kevin Ball, and Mackenzie Weegar says That will be a fierce duo out there.
I think we're getting a big boy, physical body. I think when we played against him in Vegas, he's definitely a presence out there. He can move the puck. I think him and Baller are going to be, two big D out there that are going to be a lot to handle. So I think, the transition I think is going to be easy because I think we play a lot of the same systems. So he can come right in here and step in.
Anderson played a lot of minutes, so others will now have to pick up the slack.
I think it gives opportunity to other players, and Mackenzie Weegar is an example of that, where now he has a chance to elevate his game. It gives opportunities to, you can say, some younger guys if you want to show that they belong.
The Flames have been through this before and don't think Anderson's departure will affect the team.
Just fine. I think when it's something that they all knew was probably inevitable and was going to happen, and I think it's been something they've been prepared for.
Whitecloud, by the way, will wear number 28 with the Flames, and you talk about opportunities. Hunter Brustevich will be on the point for one of the power plays. Calgary Stampeders continue to sign some of their players. The Stamps have signed American receiver Eric Brooks to a 2-year contract that runs through the 2027 season. Brooks was scheduled to become a free agent February 10th. The 27-year-old played all 18 games for the Stamps, making 51 catches for 824 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He's also a kick returner. Brooks made some big plays for the Stamps last season. This is a good signing. Big congratulations to the UFC men's curling team. Over the weekend, they captured the first Dinos Conference banner in 62 years. They're now headed for Regina for the U Sports Championship. That runs from February 17th to the 21st. Meanwhile, Canada's mixed doubles team of husband and wife Brett Gallant and Jocelyn Peterman had its final media availability before heading off to the Olympics in Milano Cortina. It'll be a busy Olympics for Gallant, who will play in both the mixed doubles, and for Team Jacobs, the men's team. The curling will be held in the same venue, and Gallant says that's probably going to be an advantage for him. He's looking forward to playing a lot of games.
We got a great, physio kind of chiro team coming with us to help the body feel rested, refreshed. So, I'm just looking forward to getting to curl for, close to 20 days in a row. That's pretty exciting for a curling athlete who loves the sport.
In our relationship on the ice and off the ice, it's special to kind of, have that bond and that support for each other when we're competing.
That's a power couple.
No kidding. And I guess we're about to find out what 3 weeks of straight curling feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Glenn. Well, it's going to be a blustery night out there, Danielle.
Yeah, very windy, and also combined with isolated flurries in the city and for many communities in southern Alberta. So that will reduce visibility for anybody overnight driving or really, really early tomorrow morning. Keep that in mind. You may run into some, tricky driving conditions. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. Ron Jeffrey sent this one in, taken in Woodbine. And I don't know, this doesn't even look real to me. It's a pretty stunning shot. So Ron, thanks for sharing that sunset with us. Key thing, yes, gusty, especially tonight and early tomorrow morning, 80 kilometers per hour in the city, and then starting to calm down throughout the day tomorrow from 60 down to 40 by later in the afternoon. It will be out of the north, so it's a chilly wind, but we should still get to +1. And then after that, our daytime high will be below freezing, as you can see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.